What happened to the first guy who prayed for about the back? Did he feel any better?
Yeah, he was like, oh wow. I'm like, you okay? And like, the healing was more, I think that healing was not so much focused on the back, but the focus on the healing of, or focus on the message he was waiting from God. That he needed to hear it from somebody and not through his head. But I did touch base with him later on in the week and double checked with him and texted him, and he was feeling a lot better, which was great.
My dad said this morning, I don't think he was here.
So in most of the churches you went to, charismatic, basically, that's the style of worship?
Yeah, overseas, they're only exposed to what they're exposed to. And a lot of them are exposed to basically the music from Australia. Hillsong, charismatic, like, you know, all the upbeat stuff. And you know what? Why not? Why not have the whole village yelling and screaming so that like other thousands of people going, what's the commotion? Because across the church in the Philippines where at Grace Covenant, across the street was actually like some sort of club or a karaoke guy or whatever. I don't know what it was, but it was like club music playing on at like 5 a.m. in the morning. It was really annoying. But you just battle that with louder music. And so they loved their music. And they had we had gigantic speakers in the church too. In Fiji, man, they like either are deaf or they love loud music. In the Fijian church that we were in, you would have saw near the end, we were all formally sitting down with a really big guy. Pastor Eli is the senior pastor, and their speakers are like the size of a wall, and they just blast it. And they don't really know how to do like Peter Wong style. It's just like, and like I went to their soundboard and I looked at it, every volume was on 100%. But they love the loud music, very lively. And they enjoy that. But when we came, we brought in a little bit of Western culture, like North America. Our whole team, it was 2 Canadians, me and Steph, 4 Americans. So it was basically like 6 Americans or North Americans. So we had the slow and meditative and fall asleep songs, no offense. And we played that for them too, and they got a taste of that. But definitely, I think they were more interested in the really live and upbeat songs. But it's good to just give them a taste. But we're not there to change them. We're not there to tell them what they are doing wrong or how they can be right. Or just letting them live by the glory of, or by glorifying God. And it was great to just watch that. It was really encouraging.
What were the prisoners like?
Oh man, prisoners were so scary. No, they weren't. I was scared. I've never been in a prison, and I'm like, I did not want to get stabbed because I had like all these horror thoughts in my head, like they would probably have like these like blades that just come stab me. But the one of them we went to in Sioux by the Capitol, we went to this prison. It wasn't maximum security, but it was a corrections facility, and we were split up. So I had Pastor Joe, who is a prison minister, and Peter, who is the son of Pastor Eli, and he was basically kind of like a minister. He also preached on Sundays. But anyway, so it was them two and myself. So we walk into we walk in, we get in, and we get to this fence, and we all get split up. Our groups they're all on their own, and I'm like, oh man, I'm this tiny little Asian guy. I'm done. So they open the fence. We're like, okay. We walk in, and then boom, they shut the fence behind us. We're like, okay, this is kind of scary. We go in, and it's like a narrow path, and the only escape route is through barbed wire. So I'm like, I'm not gonna climb through that. So we get in, and then we get into another section. They unlock it. We get in, and then the first thing we walk in is like a shower. And I won't go into detail of that. But then there was a guy sitting down, and then one of the prisoners was shaving one of the prisoners' head with, what do you call those, like, laser? Yeah, those little tiny blades, you know? And you could do damage with that. And I'm like, I'm gonna die. You know, and the whole time I was like praying, God, please protect me. And we were gonna be in there for about, I think, an hour. Like, this is the longest time. So we get in, and just imagine a very narrow hallway, maybe like from here to the wall, and just a little bit past my dad to the back wall here, and then there's beds, so there's not a lot of room, and then like just walking in. And they're like, okay, walk in, and where do we go? Oh, right to the back of the wall. Oh, and the exit's on the other side. And then we stand in the back of the wall, and then boom, they all like lock the exit. I'm like, okay, Lord, protect me. But what was great was they actually get ministered on a very, I think it's daily basis. If not, they miss marginally, but they have chapel on Sundays. And what was great was they some of them have Bibles. If they wanted Bibles, they can request for Bibles. And then I shared my testimony, and they sung us songs, like Christian songs. And I'm hoping they loved it and they were encouraged. Yeah, all the prisons were like that. Even the maximum security we went to. We couldn't get into the maximum security, but we went to the pre-release, which was pretty much they were in maximum. One guy did some bad stuff, but they were all getting ready to be released. And Fiji is all about giving a second chance, because a large percentage of them are Methodists or Christians or Catholics, and then a large percentage of them are Hindus. But they really believe, on that standpoint, that everyone should be given a fair chance, no matter the severity. I mean, of course, you serve out the sentence of years, but yeah, it was great. Anybody else? I know it's kind of, yeah.
You must have gone with certain expectations and what you thought might be right. How did the reality turn out to be what you had in mind before you got there?
Actually, this morning, as I shared, I really didn't have much expectation at all. What was great was I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what the conditions would be like. I didn't know what we would be doing or how it would turn out. And when we got there, the philosophy of the staff were, you don't need to know unless you need to know. And so they kept a lot of stuff under wraps.